La Liga president rejects Courtois plea to delay Real Madrid's 25-26 opener for more rest time. New York, Spanish League president Javier Tebas rejected Real Madrid goalkeeper Thibaut Courtois' plea to postpone the team's 2025-26 opener to give players time to rest following the expanded club World Cup. Real Madrid was eliminated with a 4-0 semi-final loss to Paris Saint-Germain on Wednesday and will have a 41-day off-season before their La Liga opener against Osasuna on August 19. I believe that they will have 20 days to rest instead of 21, and no other leagues like the Premier League for CHLC or the French Ligue 1 for PSG are changing the games, he said through a translator during a Friday interview with the Associated Press. So I don't believe that we should change the calendar for that reason, especially thinking that it's a matter of one day. Quote, Real Madrid played 68 competitive matches in a season that started August 1838 in the league, 14 in the Champions League, 6 each in the Copa del Rey and the Club World Cup, 2 in the Spanish Super Cup and 1 apiece in the European Super Cup and Intercontinental Cup. PSG will play its 65th game in Sunday's Club World Cup final and Chelsea its 64th. PSG opens its season from August 15 to 17 at Nantes and Chelsea starts against Crystal Palace on August 17. It's always the same for La Liga, Courtois said Wednesday. To listen those comments from a president, it's something that I haven't seen it in Italy, or in England, nor the NBA and NFL. It's fine if Tebas doesn't like the Club World Cup, but it exists. It's part of the FIFA calendar. We're here competing, and it seems this gentleman just wants to be the focus. I've never seen a president of another competition speak like that. The player's heath is on the line. On other topics, Tebas said Real Madrid seeking its own path rather than working collectively with La Liga is his just problem. They don't actually understand that we're a huge league and that if we will collaborate it's going to be positive for all of us, he said. They believe in the Super League, and in order to get a strong Super League they need a weak National League. So they are working toward that objective. Barcelona hopes to move back to Camp Nou after 2 seasons at the Olympic Stadium. Camp Nou's renovations are ongoing. They are waiting for a license that is provided by the City Hall, Tebas said. We believe that probably by the 4th week of the competition he should be ready to play again. That would put the Blaugrana on track for a mid-September return to a venue that will remain under construction. Barcelona is on track to meeting financial guidelines that would allow them to make moves in the transfer market. Barcelona's financial situation is good, Tebas said. They are close to acquiring all the players they want in the coming months. Quote, Tebas hopes financial monitoring rules designed to restrain deficit spending become more consistent among UEFA and the European leagues. I believe that they're working on the good path to harmonize all the financial workplace rules that we have in Europe with the different institutions, he said. That's something that we're seeing, as well, with Premier League. La Liga's games are mostly streamed in the US by ESPN, while the Premier League has a large broadcast presence on NBC, and USA free-to-air always offers bigger audiences, for sure, but we don't interfere in our broadcasters' models and we're very happy the way it is being distributed, he said. However, there is something else that we can add, and it's that nowadays, and thanks to social media, we can connect with millions of fans through highlights and other social content. Quote, unauthorized use of live broadcasts is a global issue for La Liga. We are working very hard to fight the piracy, he said, something that is affecting the value of our TV rights. Earlier this week, Luka Modric made his final appearance for Real Madrid in the 4-0 defeat to Paris Saint-Germain in the Club World Cup. The 39-year-old has now ended his 13-year stay at the Santiago Bernabeu after it was decided that his contract will not be renewed, and soon, he will join Milan. Modric gave his last interview as a Real Madrid player in the aftermath of the PSG defeat, and he will now enjoy some time off before starting the next stage of his career in Italy. And ahead of doing so, he gifted a special memento to one of his soon-to-be former teammates. Modric said his final goodbyes to those at Real Madrid upon the first team's return to Spain after the Club World Cup, and images captured by El Desmarque show the Croatian and Arda Güler meeting up in the car park of Madrid airport. During the exchange, Modric gifted Güler the jersey he wore during the match against PSG, meaning that it is his final Real Madrid shirt. The pair also shared a touching embrace before parting ways. Güler could do more than take Modric's final jersey. Modric's departure means that the famous number 10 jersey will be vacant, and there are a number of suitors. Kylian Mbappe is considered to be the favorite, but should he decide to remain wearing 9, Güler would be a strong candidate to adorn the iconic start from next season onwards. Güler is expected to be a very important player for Real Madrid next season, with new head coach Xabi Alonso counting on him a lot, as was shown during the Club World Cup. He will almost certainly play significantly more than his first 2 years at the club, where he struggled to make an impact with Carlo Ancelotti. Florentino Perez is very much a revered figure at Real Madrid, but it's safe to say that he has a better relationship with some players compared to others. Luka Modric is one that falls into the former category, and he himself has acknowledged this. Modric reveals his close bond with Florentino Perez. Modric played his last game for Real Madrid in the 4-0 defeat to Paris Saint-Germain in the Club World Cup earlier this week, and after that match, he spoke to the club's official media channels to reflect on his time at the Santiago Bernabeu. And during this interview, via Marca, he spoke on his relationship with Perez. The president has been very important to me, first because he brought me here. From that moment on he has always treated me very well. Now I can say it, he has treated me differently, he had a very special affection for me. And I think he has shown it in my last game, because I had never seen the president cry. Modric has already settled on his next club. Modric's Real Madrid contract will officially expire when the Club World Cup concludes this weekend, but despite being 39 years of age, his time at the top level of football is not coming to an end yet. In the coming weeks, he will join Milan, with this transfer having all but confirmed by the Rossoneri. It will be interesting to see how Modric gets on in Italy, where he will hope to play regularly ahead of captaining Croatia at next summer's World Cup. It would be no surprise to see those associated with Real Madrid keeping tabs on him, and this would be the case for Perez too, considering their close relationship. Florentino Perez is very much a revered figure at Real Madrid, but it's safe to say that he has a better relationship with some players compared to others. Luka Modric is one that falls into the former category, and he himself has acknowledged this. Exclusive Michel Salgado interview, Alexander-Arnold and Bellingham at Real Madrid. Real Madrid legend Michel Salgado has exclusively told GIVEMESPORT that Trent Alexander-Arnold will seamlessly adjust to head coach Xabi Alonso's demands following his switch from Liverpool to the Bernabeu, while Jude Bellingham is on course to return to more of an attacking role in the upcoming campaign. Los Blancos are heading into next season with 2 England internationals in their squad, thanks to the former arriving from Anfield and penning a contract worth more than £500,000 per week when bonuses are triggered, and they will go head-to-head with the likes of arch-rivals Barcelona for the La Liga crown. Salgado backing Alexander-Arnold to thrive. Salgado is adamant that Alexander-Arnold is among the world's leading right-backs and, having been tasked with leapfrogging Dani Carvajal in the pecking order, is on course to make an instant impression after embarking on a fresh challenge with Real Madrid. Speaking exclusively to GMS at the Club World Cup, the Bernabeu icon said, "I think he is a world-class player. He is one of the best right-backs in the last few years, and he is a totally different player to Dani Carvajal. I think Xabi Alonso is going to have very, very good options with both because, for me, he has 2 of the best right-backs in the world right now. I think Trent is going to adapt very well to Xabi Alonso's system because he likes the full-backs nearly as wing-backs. He wants them really high on the pitch, with big pressure. Trent is going to play a big part in this squad in the next years." Salgado also feels that Bellingham is on course to be handed a more advanced role, like he enjoyed during his first season on Real Madrid's books, as Alonso looks to aid the central midfielder in his desire to rediscover his free-scoring form. The 49-year-old former Spain international added, "I need Bellingham close to the box. I don't need Bellingham coming back to receive the ball and to be too much in the build-up. He showed in the first year that he is a player with a special smell to go into the box. With Xabi Alonso, I think he is going to play that role. I think he is going to be the key player behind Vinicius Jr. and Kylian Mbappe. We're going to see a different Bellingham this year compared to last season. We're going to see the best version of Bellingham this year, for sure." Sign up to the GIVEMESPORT report to get exclusive daily updates from Fabrizio Romano, Ben Jacobs, Dean Jones and Tom Bogert sent straight to your inbox. Toni Kroos gives his tactical analysis on Real Madrid's issues. Toni Kroos may have hung up his boots after a legendary career, and has been sorely missed in the process, but he remains engaged with the evolution of Real Madrid. Speaking on the latest episode of Einfach mal Luppen, the podcast he co-hosts with his brother Felix Kroos, the German offered detailed thoughts on where the club needs to improve, his belief in Xabi Alonso, and his admiration for Arda Güler. What Real Madrid is missing. To get back to the top, the most important thing in my opinion is focus, a system, and how that new system would work and be implemented. And from that, you can measure which player is missing, depending on the type of football you want to play. Defensive disorganization and its ripple effects. It helps the team a lot to have the feeling that you're defending together. You have more energy when you win the ball back. Otherwise, you're constantly running in behind, or you feel like you can't press because they're always beating you, and you also feel like you can't retreat because you're not used to it. And that's where we suffered the most last season, and that's why our play on the ball also looked so poor. Belief in Xabi Alonso. That's what I trust Xabi to do, that he will convey a clear idea. It's all about dominance. And if they defend better, they'll achieve it on the other end too. Arda Güler's rise. Finally, Kroos praised Arda Güler, a player who has impressed despite limited opportunities. He brings a lot of football to the game, let's say. He was already ready football-wise last season, but he's also taken a step forward physically. Kroos advocated for Güler's inclusion in the team, even if he occasionally struggles defensively. If you have a player like that, who can play like an Umber 10 between the lines, then I'm in favor of turning a blind eye if he loses a duel. The important thing is that he has his task clearly defined and participates in the defensive effort. Official, Rafael Obrador joins Benfica, possible link to Alvaro Carrera's deal. Real Madrid has officially announced the departure of Rafael Obrador, who has joined Portuguese giants Benfica on a permanent deal. The 21-year-old left-back has signed a long-term contract that runs until June 30, 2030. While this transfer stands on its own, it could also be a key piece in a broader negotiation between the two clubs, namely, Real Madrid's pursuit of Alvaro Carreras. Obrador's move to Lisbon may be part of a strategic agreement to help smooth over the final stages of a potential Carreras transfer to Madrid. Real Madrid had hoped to secure Carreras before the Club World Cup, but negotiations stalled due to a disagreement over the fee. Benfica were firm in demanding the €50 million release clause, while Madrid reportedly countered with offers in the €35 to 40 million range. The two clubs have remained in contact, and now, with the Obrador deal completed, it appears a breakthrough on the Carreras front may be imminent. An official announcement is still pending, and it's unclear whether any financial adjustments have been made as part of a package deal. Obrador arrived at Real Madrid's academy from RCD Mallorca in October 2020 and spent several seasons with Castilla, the club's B team. Last season, he was loaned out to Deportivo La Coruña in the Segunda Division, but never made an official appearance for Real Madrid's senior side. Still, the 1.81 meters defender showed enough promise to earn a move to a top European club in Benfica, where he'll look to continue his development. Real Madrid, as they often do with their academy exports, are expected to have included some form of future rights, whether a buyback option, a sell-on clause, or both, as part of the deal. While Obrador didn't break into the first team, his departure could ultimately play a role in helping Los Blancos secure their left back of the future. We'll continue to monitor developments in the Alvaro Carreras negotiations as they unfold.